Hi everyone, thank you for joining me. My name is Jody from Yoga by the Lake, and today I will be reviewing a very special 30-minute yoga for weight loss, fat burning workout at home by Akshaya Agnes. I want to start by saying that I personally have been through a weight loss journey. I've lost over 100 pounds. My partner, Rob, has also been through a weight loss journey and lost over 200 pounds. And I will tell you that when I was going through my own transformation internally and externally, one of the benefits or just symptoms of going through my own journey was that I did lose weight. It wasn't that I was so hyper focused on losing a certain amount of pounds. It was that I started to make different shifts in my habits around my entire life and the way that I lived my life. So my eating changed. I went to veganism and then to vegetarianism. My idea around movement changed, especially after going through my 200-hour training. There are some times, though, when I will see these things like weight loss, fat burning, stuff like that. So I thought it was a really important topic to bring up because not only have I been through a weight loss journey, a significant weight loss journey, but I also know that others are struggling in this area as well. And I just want to talk about it from a yoga standpoint. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to practice this yoga for weight loss, fat burning workout with the practitioner, with the teacher, and then I will give you a review from my lens. Now, I have a personal story with weight loss and losing a significant amount of weight. I'm also a certified yoga teacher with my own clients and my own studio. My modalities are for healing and wellness in the vein of being gentle and recovery. So that's my lens as a teacher, and that's what I specialize in. So the first thing I really want to focus on is the idea or concept of weight loss through yoga. And I want to preface by saying from my own personal story that there's no such thing as just losing weight through only yoga. It's a habit. It's something that needs to be built upon. It is something that is a journey. And it requires, if you desire to change things in your life, that you take a big look at everything you do on a regular basis, from your thoughts, your feelings, what you're putting into your body, who you're hanging out with, what you're doing on a regular basis. And it's so much more than just the asana or posture.
As you press your forehead down to the mat if you can. You're going to stay here breathing in this pose for several seconds and begin to connect with the mat, rooting yourselves nice and deep and setting a tone for our practice today.
Just a quick comment here. I love the setup that Miss Agnes has. I think it's a gorgeous setup and her voice is very calming, very relaxing. She clearly knows her stuff as we move on through the practice.
Down to your legs and push your body forward. Get your entire weight down to the hands. Pause for a second forward and get back. Pause for a second down. Beautiful to warm up the spine and your total body, your arms, your glutes.
The teacher here has a really vast understanding that the body needs to be warmed up. And she does this in a really beautiful way, just by these gentle, tiny mini flows where the mobility is really being accessed here, which is gentle on the tendons, the joints. The only thing I would have said is if it made sense to put a blanket under the knees.
Flex in front to the gateway of your hands. Going in for the crescent lunge. Again, we're thinking to sway back and forth. Trying to open up the glutes, your hip flexors.
You can see I instinctively grab for my blocks, and there's a reason for this. So going through my weight loss journey, I found that the more stable I felt, if that was with blocks or some sort of prop, a bolster, or even the wall for some postures, the better I felt in those postures. There's a lot of weight that gets pushed onto the joints and the tendons and our feet and our knees when we're a little heavier. So bringing in blocks is always an option. It would have been a beautiful accoutrement to this practice as well.
Wonderful work. Still on the all fours position. We're going to get to some core strengthening moves now. We're going to simply extend one of your leg, point the toes away from you, and make sure you're in a nice straight line. Do not tip the hips or your leg. Keep breathing and hold your core tight.
Probably a more appropriate title for this particular practice would have been an abdominal strengthening, core strengthening practice. To put it simply, I know from personal experience that one could have a very, very strong core and great balance and still struggle with obesity. It's just the way that it goes sometimes. So going through this practice, I didn't feel that this was really pointed at weight loss. Losing weight is an overall journey that wasn't really addressed in the practice. It was focused mostly on building core strength, which is super important, but it's super important for a lot of different areas in life, such as mobility, spine health, digestive health, things like that. So I wouldn't say that this was particularly about losing weight. I would say that it was more about gaining strength, which is very important to the overall journey.
Lift the legs up, one leg at a time. You can bend the knees if you want to. So this is going to tone your legs, strengthen your legs, and at the same time, you're in the downward facing dog. So that's really good to strengthen your spine, your upper body.
Again, you can really tell that this teacher understands how to strengthen the body through postures. I love that it's dynamic. I love that it's not sinking down deep into a really high intensity strengthening posture. And she makes it fun. She makes it fluid. And I love that. It's kind of like a little dance.
But do not stop.
You can actually hear my knees creaking on the audio here. I would have put a little bit of a warning in that if you have a knee injury, because I do have a knee injury, I ride horses, so my knees get banged up pretty often, and that's just from repetition and movement. So that was one thing that I would have modified here, is just if the knee is tender, to support it a little bit.
Root yourselves to high, palms together, look up to the ceiling. And hands come down to prayer to complete the flow. Good work, everyone. I have a little friend of mine joining us for our practice. Our dad's.
The cat was absolutely adorable. The commercial, on the other hand, I'm confused. I didn't think that YouTube would just drop these commercials into your video. I don't know if there's a setting that could be set. It was very distracting. This happened twice during the practice. It's just something that maybe the teacher wants to go ahead and look at. I'm not sure if they even know that this is happening. So just something that I noticed.
And now we're going to go in for squat pulses. Down and up. Keep breathing as you do this. You're going to feel the burn on your legs. You're going to strengthen, tone, lose all that fat.
Okay, this was cringy. Please, 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 just anyone out there who's teaching, just please stop saying things like you're going to lose all that fat. We need fat on our bodies to survive. Women have more fat than men to carry children, and because we're gorgeous and curvy and lovely, and there's nothing wrong with having fat on the body. I just think when we're in this safe space of teaching, to be very mindful of what somebody else is bringing to the table as far as their journey. Being overweight can be stressful. It can be heartbreaking. It can be challenging. And when I hear something like, we're going to lose all that fat, it sounds harsher than it's really meant. I know that this teacher had no intention of being harsh or mean or cruel. She's just trying to help in any way she can. And I understand where that's where she's coming from with this. It's just something as a teacher I'm always mindful of.
Wake up your system and get back to the all fours. We're going to practice one more round of core strengthening. We're going to get into the bird dog. Extend your right leg, point your toes. And once you're ready, you're going to lift your left arm. And when you find your balance and your confidence to extend, you can just fly out for a bird dog, opposite leg and arm.
Yeah, okay. I didn't listen here. I don't know why. When I hear bird dog, I think it's dynamic. So I just kind of went with it. And then I noticed she wasn't moving. And yeah, that was fun.
Hands taken right in front of your chest. We're thinking to drop your butt down towards your legs and push yourselves up. Down, sending your glutes, and come up as you exhale. Inhaling down, exhaling up.
I could not resist the opportunity. This is what it's like to do a posting trot. I put my hands out like I had little reins and totally went for it. Very playful, very fun. I really enjoyed this. There was a lot of dynamic movement, which was just like a dance. Again, just super fun and lighthearted.
And moving forward for Balasana.
So you heard that little beep. That little beep was throughout the entire practice, and it looks like the teacher was using it to help you transition from posture to posture, but sometimes the beep would happen and then sometimes the beep wouldn't happen. As somebody who is categorized as a highly sensitive person and struggles especially with auditory sensory and light, etc., this was particularly distracting and actually a bit irritating. I understand why it was in there. It makes sense. However, if you're somebody who is very sensitive and you're interested in doing this practice, it's just something to be mindful of and aware of.
Sedu Bandhasan, or the pelvic bridge. I want you to lift your glutes up to a nice inclined position. Hands right next to your body, palms pressing down to the mat. Now, as you're up, I want you to squeeze your glutes and engage your core. Keep breathing out with your mouth. Get that airflow in and out.
This cool down was particularly lovely because we had done so much strengthening throughout the entire practice. And I really felt like it was a very appropriate ending to the overall practice.
Now, last one, hold it up for the last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Great job, you guys. And you have made it to the cool down stretches, and your body deserves this unwinding, relaxing poses. Stay with me till the end. I want you to take one leg over to the other side.
You deserve rest, period. So there's this concept of if we work really, really hard, then we can rest, because if we're not working really hard, we don't deserve that rest. And I just want to make it really clear here that you deserve rest, period. End of story. It's okay to just rest. You don't have to do the entire practice. Maybe there are postures in it that just don't resonate that day or don't feel good that day, or you just need rest, and that's okay. So I love that she says, you deserve rest, because you do, 1000%.
And let's lay in Shavasana, one of the most important steps of this class. Open the palms, spread your legs out, and begin to just close your eyes.
This was lovely. It is one of the most important parts, Shavasana, that final rest, that integration of the practice into the body. Beautiful ending. I love my Shavasana at the end. She goes on to give a short little Dharma talk, which is absolutely lovely. and then lets you kind of sink in for a few breaths in silence, which was also really appreciated. So she takes us through the Shavasana, she wakes us up gently, and then I believe she revisits the intention that we set at the beginning of class. So there were two takeaways here. One, this teacher is very proficient in moving the body in a way that's strengthening, and then also to winding down. Those were the two big takeaways that I got from this. There was only one thing that was really missing. That was breath work or pranayama. The reason it's so important here is because this was intended as a weight loss, fat burning type of practice. Breath work is so important in regulating the nervous system, which can be a awesome tool in your wellness journey. That was the only thing I would add, is the pranayama. I enjoyed the practice. I thought it was really fun. I do not think that many of my clients would enjoy this practice because of two things. One was the sensory with that beeping that happened in between the transitions, and the other one was just the use of vocabulary when we were talking about the body in general. I do make comment on that in the audio section if you want to go back and check that out. All right, everybody. Well, thank you for joining me today. I will link this practice down in the description. Please like, subscribe, and of course send me a comment if there's a particular practice you want to see me work through and then give an honest review from my lens and where I come from. Then I will absolutely love to do that for you. Please leave it down below in the comment section. I'll be sure to get back to you soon. Thank you so much for joining me, and have a warm and wonderful rest of your day.